May 4th, 2015. From Comedy Central's World News headquarters in New York, this is The Daily Show with Jon Stewart.
Hello, I'm your host, Charles Woodrum, for The Daily Show. Jon Stewart's not here. He's actually on a desert island learning essential truths about humanity while making friends with a beach ball. But anyway, in the meantime, we got a great show for you tonight. Conservative analyst Michael Shipman will be here. Yeah, that's right. Can I get a woo on that? Woo! All right. And then after that, we're going to talk about ISIS in the Middle East. Everybody's favorite conversation, especially at Thanksgiving, when you can argue with your crazy conservative or liberal uncle or aunt or whatever floats your boat in your family. Anyway, let's talk about their first sponsor, Toyota trucks. Yeah, that's right. Why is it that every single ragtag army on earth, from Lebanon to the Middle East and everywhere across the world, these jihadists always drive one of these Toyota trucks? Yeah, these things are 50 years old and still kicking, driving across the desert. I'm lucky if my Buick can make it from Maplewood to YSU in half an hour. Yeah, these things are pretty impressive. Must be pretty good for Toyota trucks. Anyway, besides the Toyota truck point, it seems like everybody's talking about ISIS. Let's see, why don't we check in with our friends at the Miss America pageant, see how they're going.
The savagery of the ISIS threat to our security was demonstrated by the gruesome videos of 2 journalists and an aid worker being beheaded. What should our country's response be? Yeah,
you heard that right. That lady was just asked to solve ISIS. Yeah, 20 seconds too. You definitely don't need 20 seconds to tell me to give my answer, because my answer would have been you. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's about what I would have said. Anyway, why don't we see how she did?
This is an absolute outrage, and something definitely needs to be done, but I don't think America needs to be the only one to do it. I really think it's important for the world, for the UN to come together and decide what's the best thing united that we can do to really come together as a bigger and more impactful source to end this horrid thing that's happening.
Wow, now that's impressive. I think that's a mediocre, better answer than the president gave. So, you know what? I give her props. Alright, now we need to turn to another source of things for ISIS. You know, everybody seems to be talking about it, but you know where they get a lot of support? They get a lot of support from incoming youth around the country. So why don't we check in with general opinions of the youth going on right now? Let's see what the media thinks about that.
Millennials, you might call them lazy.
They're always texting and tweeting.
Lazy, feckless.
They live in their parents' basement.
They would rather be unemployed than take a job that they think is beneath them.
Something's wrong with them.
They suck. All of them. Everybody. In spite of being lazy, superficial, basement-dwelling parasites, they might still turn out to be a great asset in this war against ISIS.
In recent months, ISIS has recruited thousands of brand new members, and many are from Western countries. Some of them are teens.
Yes, that's right. Millennials are being recruited by ISIS. Oh boy. Well, why don't we take a look and see how ISIS is responding to the entitlement generation.
A lot of disillusioned recruits.
Leaked emails show some of those who joined are complaining. This is Majid. He went to fight alongside ISIS, but instead ended up cleaning toilets.
Others say that they're sick of having to serve food and fight, even if they don't know how.
Surprised to find terrorists don't provide proper health care.
Yes. First, ISIS said if I liked my doctor, I could keep my doctor. Then ISIS said if he was an infidel, I had to kill him. I mean, which is it? Oh. Well, it seems like ISIS has their hands full with this generation, and let's roll the videos to prove it.
Another quote in the article, "I'm fed up. My iPod doesn't work anymore here. I have to come back."
Oh, that's great. Yes. The people that join ISIS will do anything to establish an eternal Islamic caliphate. Unless their iPods break. Yeah, that's true. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's not witnessing the eternal terrors of war firsthand that scares these people. It's being unable to listen to Taylor Swift's new album. Yeah, that's right. I feel bad for them, too. It's a genre smasher. Well, anyway, if ISIS is upset about the quality of the recruits that they're getting, well, they brought this on themselves.
ISIS effectively recruits with videos that have all the production values of a Hollywood action movie.
Tweets telling readers to put down the chicken wings and come to jihad, bro.
Well, I guess that goes to show you that you should really never trust anyone who uses the term bro. And second of all, why does ISIS even have a Twitter account? That never made sense to me. But that's a story for another day. But I'm sure that once these ISIS gentlemen really get to know how these millennials are, they'll just send them all back.
One Frenchman was rumored to have been beheaded when he explained to the emir that he wanted to follow his friend who had already left.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Not only are they bad on healthcare, but they have one heck of a severance package. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. My guest tonight, conservative analyst Michael Shipman, is joining us. Michael?
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, good to have you. So you're a conservative analyst, right? You
sure am. Yes.
You represent what was it? The views of the working class, you think?
Mm-hmm. You can tell by the name of my dogs, my 3 golden retrievers.
Yeah.
First one is Ronald Reagan Jr.
Okay.
Second one is Ronald Reagan Jr. And the third one is George W. Wolf.
George W. Wolf. Yeah, yeah. So, so what is the working man's opinion on the Middle East and ISIS?
Well, when I'm sitting in my yacht, I always like to think, what would the working class, average day man think about ISIS? And I think they would all say the same thing, that we need as much U.S. involvement in that region as possible.
Okay, that's okay. All right. So what makes you think that involvement is so good for the region?
Well, see, the U.S. is a world power. If we get involved there, not only would it help the growing crisis of national security, like you mentioned with ISIS, but there's billions of dollars of oil money there that, if we obtain, can greatly stimulate our economy.
Okay. All right. So. How do we go about doing it? Do we send our army in there, or do we like send military advisors? Like, how do we establish?
Exactly. You see, did you know that our country is the #1 spending country on military spending? Also, if you take the next 12 nations and add up their military spending, it is roughly half of our military spending. And I think that is exactly how it needs to stay, because we have established ourselves in this world.
Yeah, America's like that woman that's on Jerry Springer all the time. We can't stop getting breast implants when it comes to our military. We have to always spend more than everybody else, and we can never stop enhancing ourselves. So are you okay with that? I mean, is that the kind of view you want to see in our military?
See, when you say it like that, I believe that skews what I'm trying to say. You see, breast implants and military spending obviously are 2 very different things.
That's true. I'll give you that. Yeah.
But
okay.
In a way, I guess what you would be saying is, I guess that does kind of say what I'm trying to say.
Okay. So, all right. So, when I see countries all throughout the world kind of send in, we've gone, the U.S. military has sent in forces all this last century, all throughout the world. And if you look at where we have military bases now, every place that we've sent our army, we now have military bases there, and we haven't left. Even since World War II, Japan and Germany still have tons and tons of military bases. It's like if we want to win peace, it's like winning a casino. In order to win peace or win money at a casino, it's like you have to live there. In order to collect your winnings from the casino, you have to live there. In order to collect peace from the regions that we go into, we have to stay there forever and continue to spend money on them. I mean, is that really a good thing to do? I mean,
in some sense, what I would say, and I'm going to use the casino analogy again. So let's say you're really hitting at the jackpot, but you're just getting boatloads of money. You're not going to stay there and individually collect all of them. That would take forever. So what I would suggest to do is place a bucket where all the money can dump into. And we could do is, it's a solution that will help until eventually, all the money's done, we're good, we can pull out of the area and we're fine.
Okay, all right. So you're in favor of staying there until things get better and then we leave whenever that is?
Yes.
All right. Which never seems to be happening. But anyway, that seems to be all the time we have. My thanks for Michael Shipman. Pleasure to have you.
Pleasure to be here. Also, every work classmate out there, just know, I'm on your side.
Welcome back to The Daily Show. I'm Charles Woodrum. I'd like to address any person who, for whatever reason, is considering joining ISIS. If I catch you trying to leave your country and join ISIS, I will shove my foot so far up your ass that you will be chewing on the gum that's currently stuck on my shoe. Alright. Now I'd like to address the issue that we've been looking at so far. When it comes to the Middle East and ISIS, you're not going to find solutions from Miss America pageant or from conservative analysts. You're going to find the answers right here, right now. I'm going to tell you what we need to do. The Middle East is a region of problems, and mostly those problems are created by America in some way or another. ISIS makes millions and millions of dollars every single day selling stolen oil that eventually ends up in American gas pumps. We must curb, therefore, our dependence on this oil in order to sort of take the money away from this region, because this is a region that's dominated by extreme religion and tensions that are ages old and things that we really don't have to worry about here in the United States because we're a more modern and developed country. So if we could just take the money out of the region, they can sort of go back in time to a time when they didn't have so much wealth and things like that, so that they could, you know, sort of go back to a more primitive existence, sort of to speak, on a social level. So if we could bring them back to that level and then slowly advance them, rather than pouring all this money into a region that's unstable as it is. So I guess what I'm saying is, take the money away from the region and then fix the region. Stop trying to throw money at the region to fix it. Alright, that's our show. Here it is, your moment is up. Alright, you remember when our guest did that? Alright? Stop doing that. New rule, never do that again. Here's why. You want to show me that you love me with your hands? I can think of a better way.